Which mic? Thursday, Sunday was here. They were here. They were here.
Yeah, this is the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty good mic, you know.
Okay. I was just making sure they was here.
We have a 2-year warranty to do.
Oh,
The event doesn't happen.
okay. And how far we reach on the warranty?
That's one year.
Okay. Yeah, like a bad to say it's the one time I have a year warranty. I said, oh, your song is good now. I can't bring it. I just blend two things in here and it mash up. I bring it back right back with the thing inside it. So,
Some juices,
yeah.
they're not so strong.
It was stood here at all.
Right, so it was set.
That's what I was telling people. I don't know how people say sugar and the sugar don't go down. They're mad.
What I just do because of gym as well.
Okay, gentlemen, stand by.
So that has helped to regulate your glucose so you don't get any elevation of insulin to cause soft fat.
Yeah.
That is my remedy to keep.
To stay lean.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, all right, right?
Okay, good. No problem. Yeah.
The time now in Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, it's now 15 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock, and you're listening to DJ Radio TT.com. How are you doing today? It's the 24th of August 2023. DJ Mamu Radio TT. A very good afternoon to the listeners of DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. Today is the 24th of August 2023. And being a Thursday, we have a regular program of Support Your Health Naturally, sponsored by Jason Batson and Associates. But before we begin our program today, the managing director, the senior medical in charge of Batson Associates, Dr. Jason Batson, got the message earlier today that a goodly gentleman, sector head senior, Mr. Grenfell Kissoon, passed on at 9 o'clock last evening, and the funeral arrangements will be given on a subsequent announcement on this radio station. And perhaps by now on Facebook and across the world, they would have known that Grenfell Kissoon is no more. A stalwart, a businessman, a loving individual. I consider him to be a father figure, and I'm really going to miss him as long as I live. Rest in peace, Mr. Grenfell Kissoon. And those of you who would like to get more information, get onto Facebook, and I'll post up when the funeral will be available. And those of you who would like to attend what we call in Trinidad the wake, it's obvious, Lange Park area. And right away at this time, we'd like to greet our goodly Dr. Jason Batson for the program today, Support Your Health Naturally. Doctor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, DJ Mamusa. How are you doing?
Well, Doc, I started off the program on a very solemn note.
Solemn note, I see that, yes.
And you yourself have known this gentleman for a number of years when you joined the TBC radio network many years ago to perform your duties to helping people become better citizens of this country, Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, you'd like to say a few words before you begin today's program.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say, of course, a sincere condolences to the family of Mr. Kissoon. As you so rightfully said, such a gentleman. I remember the few conversations I had with him. The first time I met him is before I actually went on to the radio program, which at that time 106 was actually known as Akashvani. And we were having a conversation. He said, sir, I listened to your program, and he gave me some words of encouragement. He even recommended, he gave me some things to improve and whatnot. So he always was a gentleman who would would give advice, always willing to help. Very intelligent. That's one of the things that stood out in my mind too. Very brilliant, very intelligent. So again, my sincerest condolences, and that comes from me, Jason Batson, as well as the management and staff of Batson and Associates. Indeed a great loss. I also I know the Ansamakal family would be grieving as such as well. But that again going out to his family, wife, children, and we see how it goes. Okay, so
Doctor,
sorry, sir.
incidentally, on the 31st of August,
Mhm.
he would have been celebrating his very first 80th birthday.
Oh, okay,
And,
okay.
you know, we in the lower fraternity, we had plans to have something really outstanding for him
Yes,
with
yes.
respect to his 80th birthday. But the good Lord knows best.
Always.
And, you know, I spoke with his wife last evening, and she didn't sound too, you know,
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know,
happy. Obviously, she wouldn't be.
yeah, I could
And she
imagine.
said to me, DJ, I will call you. And
Right.
that really had me, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
for the rest of the evening into this morning. And I was like waiting for this call, and it
Mhm.
came.
Yeah,
And I was really in tears.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Dr. Jason Batson,
yeah,
when someone can change your life,
yeah,
make you who you are
yeah.
without a father. My father died at 38.
Whoa,
So I've lived all my life without a father.
right.
And I considered him to be my father figure.
Excellent.
He taught me certain values and things to do in life, how to manage, how to be a good citizen, how to make money, how to do this, how to do that, how to carve a niche,
Right,
onto the niche and be firm with it.
right.
So many things.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I would remember this great soul. God
Yeah,
bless that soul and give him moksha, send him straight to heaven.
yeah.
We ask. So anyway,
Yeah, my sincerest again. Yes, so today, of course, as usual, always a pleasure to be on djmamuradio.tt.com. I have one of our senior consultants and senior blood microscopist with me, Mr. Stefan Vialva, very competent and apt in the field of what we do. Which is basically helping persons to be a better version of themselves physically, as it relates to health and wellness and that type of thing. Today program, of course, keep in mind we are live on our social media platforms as usual. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. And on TikTok, we are Batson and Associates. We're going to be discussing health. Keep in mind that the program is an interactive program. We will be discussing arthritis, we'll be discussing gastrointestinal health, we'll be discussing strokes, and of course, we would also be entertaining any questions that you may have as regards to what we're discussing. Keep in mind, of course, those of you who want to visit us, those of you who are sick and fed up of being sick, and you feel that there's no hope in sight, give Batson Associates a try, give us a call. The diabetics, we always working assiduously to help you. We're always working to ensure to help you bring down those blood sugar levels, improve your eyesight, improve things like pins and needles, cramping your cars, burning on their feet. Of course, some of the products that we carry are our Eye Optics formula, always a star product. That product we do not have in stock right now, but of course, we should get before the month is out. So a week to 2 weeks for the most. Nerve Restore is something to keep your ears to the ground about. That is our adaptogen product that works really well to help with sleep, actually encourages a proper night's rest. You literally feel rested. You feel rejuvenated. It also helps with mood. If you have any problems associated with things like depression, anxiety, that's something you'd want to check out. Today, we also want to touch on inflammation formula, which is a product that we carry that helps significantly with a number of things. So, again, it's an interactive program. As I said, I have Mr. Vialva here with me, so he will also be taking some of your questions. He'll also be, we will be having a discourse, and it is to your advantage. So again, that telephone number, 222-8261, that's 222-8261. And of course, keep in mind daily, which is the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie. That number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. So, listeners, keep in mind as well, DJ Mamu will remind you of the telephone number. So, DJ Mamu, you can always remind them of the contact number if they want to get in on the discussion.
For those of you who would like to get into the program, 337-2287 live call-in segment or WhatsApp call 337-2287. For the international listeners, at 1-868-337-2287, and your calls come to the studio for discussion with Dr. Jason Batson. And those of you, as we always say on this program, if you feel that your illness or sickness or disease might be disturbing to others, maybe your neighbor, your friend, or your family, and you do not wish them to know that what you're suffering with, please send your message. I'm going to relay it to doctor, and he's going to respond to it anonymously. In other words, no names are going to be called, perhaps just an area, maybe Hoover, Sangre Grande, whatever it is, just for radio purposes. All right? So again, those of you who would like to call in, 337-2287. International listeners, 1-868-337-2287. Hello to Vida. Hi, Vida. Say hello to the doctor as always. She's a regular with us.
Yes, she is.
Kidan of Sangre Grande, Sukram Street. Carol Mirage. Whoa, and I got one here from India, boy. Raju Aswani. Yeah, he's a regular with me all the time. They are 9.5 hours ahead. So if you had 9.5 hours from 2:25, perhaps you might get yourself into maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. But these guys don't sleep, doctor. Raju Aswani and friends, they don't ever really hardly sleep. Find 11 o'clock in the night, they'll send me a text message. DJ, we listen to your station and we're having a few. You know what a few means, right? We're having a few and we're having some refreshments and so on. And they're listening, enjoying, reminiscing, talking about the movies, the stars, the girls, the boys, the music, and everything.
Nice,
because they love DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. Raju Aswani, thank you, pal, and continue to spread the good news about DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. On a footnote, doctor,
yes,
Raju Aswani is our correspondent in India, and I get all the latest news from India before we get it here.
Excellent, excellent. So, today we're discussing arthritis, pain. You have pain in your neck, pain in your back, pain in your waist, pain in your knee. What is arthritis? What causes arthritis? Who are susceptible to arthritis? What are some of the foods that you should eat or should not eat if you are suffering from arthritis? And of course, what do we at Batson Associates do? Do we have any products to help this situation? How could we help you? When you look at arthritis, arthritis is basically inflammatory response in the body. You have different types of arthritis. It is basically inflammation that affects the musculoskeletal system. So tendons, ligaments, joints, bones, synovial fluid, that whole aspect that makes up or comprises the musculoskeletal system. You have a question, Manu?
Yes, I do have a text message which says, hello, Mr. DJ. My name is Ingrid. I met you at a funeral. I met you at
our next funeral.
Gosh, boy.
Ingrid, say hello. My name is Ingrid. I met you at a funeral. Right.
You can't stop the people when they want to talk, right?
Definitely.
That's the way they relate to me, right?
Of course, definitely.
Right. My name is Ingrid. I met you at this funeral, and you spoke to me about my mom's knees, walking, and she has this pain in the knees.
Right.
I explained to her to come to see you.
Good.
Because she speaks well, the mother. She's 88 years, doctor. Listen to me.
Whoa, excellent.
The mother is 88 years.
Nice.
She knows DJ Mamu. She knows every single thing is happening out there. Very sensible woman. Excellent. At 88. It's just that the knees are giving us some problems.
Yeah, we could fix that, man.
Yeah,
I give us a visit. We'll sort that out for her. We call her Auntie Poland. Yeah.
So, Ingrid, take the number doctor is going to mention. I'm going to call you also. And take your mom to Dr. Jason at the Montrose branch. On Wednesday, you're there, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. She wants to see you personally and get your mom's, the knees working well. She could make 100. This lady have all her senses.
Her mental faculties and stuff. Yeah. That's excellent. So let her come and we'll be able to help her where that is concerned.
Thank you very much for meeting at the funeral.
Yes, very great. So again, that telephone number for Shagonas is 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. So you're listening to Dr. Jason Batson and our senior consultant, Mr. Stefan Vialva. We're discussing health. We're actually discussing arthritis. So of course, Stefan, when we're talking about arthritis and pain, again, in your experience, especially as a consultant, what is your take on this particular aspect? And of course, how the blood analysis again, because I always like to link, how when we do the blood analysis, we will actually be able to help someone, or some of the things that we'll actually see when we're dealing with someone who has arthritis.
Okay, so as it relates to before I go on to the aspect of the arthritis itself, as it relates to the live blood analysis, the live blood analysis based on your diet as well, based on what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis, not consuming enough water, which is affecting the synovial fluid and all of those things. If the person also had any injury, if they are an athlete, or sometimes the person isn't, in some cases, persons aren't exercising frequently,
Right.
which causes the joint to become very weak as well
Right.
as time progresses.
Right.
Now, from the live blood analysis, in terms of their diets, which they have to change based on what they're consuming, and the dry blood analysis, we could get indications of the inflammation there based on their biological structure,
Right.
the terrain of the blood. With the arthritis, however, there's two different types of arthritis. There's rheumatoid arthritis and there's osteoarthritis.
Right.
The osteoarthritis is basically where the bone becomes very fragile and start to disintegrate.
Right.
The rheumatoid arthritis, however, targets the cartilage in particular, and that can cause deformity of the joint. But entirely, it's an inflammatory condition. So diet has to be changed. Persons need to increase their water intake, exercise, and physical activity to help strengthen the bones, as well as they also need to use inflammation formula to reduce any inflammatory responses in that area.
Right, right. The thing is, let me say, of course, a pleasant good afternoon to our listeners on Instagram. On Instagram, we have Share Place Spencer. We also have Alisa Hall too. We have Miss Keisha Emmanuel 27. We have Pretty Girl 1, 2, 3, 4. So a pleasant good afternoon to you guys. Keep in mind, as I said, we are live on our social media platforms. Like us, share, tag 5 friends, as regards to what we're discussing here. Now, with inflammation formula is basically designed to reduce cortisol levels in the body. What is cortisol? Cortisol is basically the stress hormone, and the higher the levels of cortisol in the body is, the more issues you have. So it means you're going to have serious inflammation, and of course, the more inflammation the body has, the basically more sick you are, or the sicker you would become. Good. So inflammation should be key in your mind if you're suffering from arthritis, and that is something that we successfully deal with at Batson and Associates. You have if you go to a conventional doctor and you have problems with arthritis, they are going to recommend steroids for you. And the reason why steroids are recommended is because steroids work fast. But how do they work? They actually suppress inflammation and not necessarily reduce inflammation in the body. So, it is not a matter of getting the inflammation out, but it's a matter of just like sort of holding it down, pinning it down there. And then, of course, later on, when you get the pain is going to be excruciating, because it's going to be even worse than it was in the beginning. So if you are someone who, you have a lot of pain, you may have issues with your knee, the knee's bending, you're getting a lot of pain, you're being told that you have to do knee replacement, definitely schedule an appointment and have a consultation, or our package, that live blood analysis, dry blood analysis, magnetic resonance analysis scan, to really determine what is causing your pain. There's always an answer to the questions that you have. The question is, are you looking for the answers in the right places? And that is where Batson and Associates comes in. So again, feel free to give us a call or visit that telephone number again for the Shogunas office. It's 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And of course, for Debe is the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. That number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. And of course, I'll let Stephon, you can give St. James and Tobago number.
Yes, the consult for St. James is 220-8113, and it's located in the Red Edge Mall in St. James. And Tobago, which is located in the Triangle Building in Scarborough, is 226-4553.
Very good. And of course,
Doctor?
Yes, sir.
I'm just coming quickly.
Good.
Before you continue.
No problem.
Mary said she tried to call you 3 times, but you did not answer her. perhaps you were busy. When is your next visit to Davy?
Oh, my next visit to Davy. What she was calling on? Which number she was calling? The Davy number?
Your personal.
Oh,
please.
yeah. Well, I must say it was with a client or something. My next day in Davy is going to be. I had to check that, it is a Saturday, but I can't remember which Saturday because this Friday and Saturday I'm in St. James. So what she could do, she could always message me back, ask her if she could message me and just let me know that she mentioned it to you, and I would put the necessary arrangements in place for her. I do apologize for that. Maybe I had clinic day or I was dealing with someone or something like that.
Mary, you have to understand that this doctor is a very busy man because sometimes the phone might be there and he's attending to a patient, and when he returns to the phone, the call already disappeared. So please try again if you want to go to St. James this week. Perhaps you can make contact with him to see him before you head back to New York, because we know you're coming again, but you want to see him before you leave. All right? And take your daughter, that's Ima, for a visit also. All right? Thank you very much, Mary Rishma Mirage of Florida and Trinidad. Getting things right. Shalima Sohan says, good afternoon, Dr. Jason.
Yes.
Listening to you always from station to station, but this one culminates on a Thursday for the final of his many doctoral programs. Also to Sheila Prasad of New Jersey. Hello, DJ. Hi to the doctor. He's a great guy. I listen to him when I do have the time because I'm a business person. And when I catch whatever he says, he comes across like a person who's really loved and cares a lot about people. Molly Kedan, Sukram Street Strangri Grandi, good afternoon. To Ravi Didanat, hello to you. Thank you for listening to DJ Mamu, RadioTT.com. And this program is very interesting, especially for the health of the people that listen to you, DJ. It's important. Again, all we can do is lead the horse to the river to drink the water, but we cannot compel the water to go into the horse's mouth. In other words, if you're ill and you feel you're not ill, go get a checkup. Sometimes diabetes could strike on the stroke of midnight. You might be saying to yourself, I did an H1AC. Is it H1AC? It's H1?
HbA1c.
Sorry, it's HbA1c test.
Yeah.
And right, and the results were perfect. And 2 days after you go and you do the same test, it changed because your body changes so suddenly, right? Right. So we are urging people: if you're good, if you're bad, and you're ugly like a Western, go check the doctor because you never know when diabetes. Yeah, what's that?
No, I said I like that. Good, ugly, like a Western.
Yeah, go check yourself, people. People are departing so quickly.
Yeah, boy.
You know what? The amazing thing is when you realize that people
and young
people, young people departing, and the answer is, I didn't know he was sick, but he wasn't sick. You don't have to be sick to get ill.
True.
It might sound facetious, but
Yeah.
you don't have to be sick to get ill.
True.
Go get a checkup. You know, when you reach 30 years, what to check for. 40 years, what to look for. 50 years, what to do. And every 10 years in your life, and now that it's getting so difficult to handle, maybe you should curtail it to every 5 years.
True.
Because of the food and the lifestyle that we live. Go get it checked. Always have a good, clean bill of health. Right? Because you know, when you walk into Dr. Jason's office, Dr. Jason tell you, listen, you're saying looking good, you know. I have to get down to you very seriously. Then you get frightened and your sickness becomes a little more, on you. So take it easy, take it one day at a time. Get to the doctor, let him know, Doc, I'm feeling good. And okay, let me tell you you're feeling good. Do a blood analysis, right? If you have to do all the various tests and so on, do it. Do it, please. Dr. Jason, every time I talk on this radio, the reason why I sometimes get sick quiet is because for the last couple of months, I've been going to funerals and wakes, and it's taking a toll on me.
It would. Yeah.
You see, I am seeing people who I know, young people dying, going to.
Yeah.
Gosh, boy, it's unbearable, but I have to go.
Yeah, of course, you have to show your respects and that type of thing.
There are people who have made me, and I have to go.
True.
You see, I must go. But anyway, that's just slipping aside. But my main concern here, listeners, this is a beg. Go see about your health. Don't wait until it's too late. Too late. Dr. Jason is here. If he can find the time as a young man for the last 14 years, every single day, except on a Sunday, where sometimes he might be bombarded with calls and he would have to attend to emergencies, right? Now, people create emergencies for themselves.
True.
Because if they were checking you, it would not have been an emergency.
Yeah, if they were checking the cell, if they were following up. That's a very valid point. I always tell people, you can only manage what you to test the sugar. Really?
That's right.
Some people come to you, they're hypertensive, but they haven't tested the pressure in 5 years, but they're taking medication. No, you can't do that. You could only that's like trying to lose weight and never go on a scale. Doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
So you must monitor or manage, or you could only measure or monitor what you measure, or you can only manage what you measure. That's very important. So your vitals is something that you should check in the early aspect when it's really bad every day. But then subsequent to that, we could always reduce it. Once we know you're living a good lifestyle, your numbers are within specific ranges, that type of thing, we don't have any problem dealing with that. But the thing is, you can't, at the beginning, expect that to happen. It can't happen that way. We have a question, DJ Mambo.
Dr. Sandra says, I've been placed on, what's the name of that tablet, right? Anyway, for the arthritis in the knees.
Spell it.
That's
Sorry.
rheumatoid.
Rheumatoid arthritis. What tablet you say? Prednisolone?
No, another.
Acoxia?
Uh,
Spell it. What it look like?
some X something.
Oh, okay.
X.
Let me just respond to her so she probably spell it properly.
Yeah, let's spell it for me.
Right.
And
And she's saying, yeah, beside the tablet, she's getting an ease, but it comes and goes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's like a hazard light.
It's like a hazard light. Yeah. Well, again, as I say, you need to deal with the root cause of the problem, And when you deal with arthritis, you're not only dealing with bone issue or issue in the musculoskeletal system, but you're dealing with pathogens in the gut. Because our rheumatoid arthritis is, parasite in your bones. How the fellas them get from your bones or from your bloodstream inside of the bones? It has a lot to do with as we were speaking about the same thing, leaky gut syndrome, malabsorption. Yeah, very, very important. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Another thing as well, persons, they tend to forget to maintain.
Yes.
They tend to forget to maintain. Sometimes persons may not have any particular issues in terms of illnesses, but you still have to maintain.
Correct.
You still have to maintain proper protein intake. You have to maintain exercise and physical activity.
Right.
You have to manage your sleeping. You have to manage your stress.
Mm-hmm.
Stress is one of the things that leads to many different problems.
True.
Because in today's society and world, persons will get up one morning, they hustle, they prepare for work, and they don't even stretch sometimes.
True.
Before they head out to work. And
no deep breathing.
They don't do it.
No prayers, nothing. So the thing is, we know your job could be demanded. We all have to work at some point in time because you can't live in. But at the same time, you're not at the expense of your body.
That's right.
That's a serious thing because you can always get a job. You can't always get an ex-body.
That's right.
So try your best and take care of yourselves. Make the necessary steps in order to find out, come to the office. Keep in mind, again, we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Dr. Batson. No, sorry, on YouTube, we are Batson Associates Trinidad. And on TikTok, we are Batson Associates Limited. So feel free to check us out. Keep in mind that blood analysis and magnetic resonance analysis scan, which is available at all our offices, where we actually have a good opportunity to look at the blood and determine your past, present, and future. What you used to eat. Blood analysis will tell us that. Is your digestive system working properly? Blood analysis will tell us that. What are some of the things too as well that you were able to see in that blood analysis?
So as it relates to the blood analysis, we could also pick up issues, well, of course, rulo, which is one of the main conditions in terms of circulation.
Right.
And with circulation not having that proper ability to transport nutrition, water, and oxygen,
right,
that could lead to many different issues there.
Okay.
In terms of headaches, in terms of strokes, because of lack of oxygen to the brain. sleeping problems, and all of those things can happen
Right.
because of circulation issues.
Okay.
Digestion indications we can also find as well
Mhm.
as hormonal indications, stressing of the liver, stressing of the kidneys.
Right.
We can also find protoplast and fats in the bloodstream as well.
True.
Yes.
Right. And the thing is, when you see fats in the bloodstream, that's an indication that that person has some early sign of cardiovascular, or that could lead to later on to cardiovascular problems.
Definitely.
So you see, the thing is, sometimes driving through that whole situation there, you find that you actually have the ability to clearly determine what is going on. And that is where, as I said, the blood analysis, the magnetic resonance analysis is involved in. So if you want to know what is wrong with you, if you haven't taken a checkup in a while, you're accustomed doing your conventional blood work, you might be an older gentleman, you're starting to go down in age, you want to know what's going on with your prostate. Men, you might find that, we all adults here, you might find your erection is not as strong as it's supposed to. You're getting a little bit of challenge in that area. Feel free to give us a visit. You're having problems with your eyes, glaucoma, detached retina, those type of things. Definitely, you can schedule a visit, schedule a consultation, schedule that 3-in-1 package or 5-in-1, which is actually an executive consultation, live blood, dry blood, foot detox, and the magnetic resonance analysis. Yes. Yeah, 5 things. And you actually get that for a very good price. So you can call. There are persons standing by to take your call. That number for the Shogunas office is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. That telephone number for Debe is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. Keep in mind our international consultant or international clients rather who may require consultations. That telephone number again is area code 868-373-2388. Again, that's 868-373-2388. So of course, again, you can send your information there, and keep in mind our WhatsApp is 314-9975. Again, that's 314-9975. You're listening to Dr. Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates. I see Miss Forbes is asking cost for the package. And again, you can call the office, any one of the offices, and they will be able to give you that particular price. Okay? DJ Mamus, any questions as yet?
Yes, we have Omachi asking about the arthritis, the various types of arthritis that could affect women, right? One, the knees, and any other parts of the body women suffer with arthritis. What's the answer? Well, obviously you have to come in to get a check. Obviously.
Yes, yes. Well, you could just elaborate a little bit.
And if you have been seeing a doctor, a medical practitioner, Umati, you can bring along the information to Dr. Jason Batson. And further to that, he's going to do a complete blood analysis from his side to ensure that what the doctor said and they are compatible and they're on the same level.
True. Correct. And as well too, it gives us an opportunity to look at a number of different things in the body. Biological terrain, we're able to look at malabsorption and those type of things. All right. Quite Stefan.
All right. So as it relates to the question in terms of the arthritis, pertaining to females, now both rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis could affect the female. However, because females have a lower percentage of testosterone, they are prone to getting osteoporosis very easily. So osteoarthritis is the one that will affect females most in this case. All right. One of the things I would consultation to us to do further recommendation in terms of supplementation is exercise and physical activities. If that person has issues with the joints at this time, things like aquatic therapy will be most beneficial for that person because the body lessens by half in terms of weight. So it doesn't affect the joint, but it strengthens the cardiovascular system as well and strengthens the joint in a healthy perspective. Yes.
Definitely, definitely. And as you so rightfully said, it strengthens those different aspects of the body, and that's what you want. You want when you're finished that you're healthier. And at Batson Associates, our protocol is very thorough. And that's one thing persons admire about us. We're very thorough in our blood reports, even our protocol. We make sure and follow up with you. We call you. So the onus is upon you to actually show up and organize yourself accordingly, because even if, as I tell persons, even if you just use tea, let's say because of economics consequences you could only afford, let's say, 250 for the month, it means in a case like that you could actually now do it in such a way that you're actually able not to take everything, but you could just use like circulation tea. If you use circulation tea and 3 bottles of water, I am telling you, at the end of that, you will not be the same person. And that didn't cost you $1 million. That's why we try to do our programs, especially now, more so. We get in more things where we can kind of move. So it's not, we try to balance for everyone. I mean, if a product is really good and that's the price of the product, and you get the product, that's the price of the product. But I mean, we try our best to see how we could do certain things. We might get something that is close here, but it's a little cheaper, that type of thing, because we always have to factor your economics into consideration. Very important. Yes, DJ Mamu, you have a question?
Asks, does the removal of fibroids affect intimacy?
Yes, it does. I mean, most women, when women do fibroid surgery, they have a lot of problem with tenderness in some areas, depending on where they cut. You have things like scar tissue adhesion. The possibility exists too, if they had to put, depending on how the surgery was done, you could have issues where during intercourse or intimacy it becomes very painful, and as a result of that, you just don't want to have again. Increased vaginal dryness and all those things that could happen to you.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
I believe what she's trying to ask, doctor, is there anything you can do to help to bring it back?
Yeah, of course. Yes, there is. We can bring back the hormones. We can bring back the feelings. A number of things. I mean, this surgery was done. We don't know what nerves were cut. And the thing is, once you do surgery, nerves are never the same.
That's right.
Right? So an evaluation definitely is needed. But I believe strongly, at least by 90%, we should be able to help them. And the more they avail us of the reports and different things, the better off we will be in that particular situation. Okay.
One more.
Yes, go ahead.
And he says, I have 4 children and I decided to tie the tubes. But since tying the tube, I have lost.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Since tying the tube, yeah, she lost. Okay. Right. So in a situation, wait, let me see if I can get it. Since the situation, she lost what? A child?
After 3 children tied the tube, she has lost the feelings for.
Oh, for intimacy. Right. Again, that would be an indication of some hormonal imbalance too, because hormones play a significant role in intimacy. I tell a lot of men, when you see a feeling like a lot of men say, I don't really need, it's because of low testosterone. Because if your testosterone levels are low, that's how I know I miss the gym, because anytime I start back to work out, that is a day again. Yeah. Because exercise actually significantly increases testosterone.
Naturally, yes.
Yeah, especially exercises of the lower part of the body, waist down, your legs. So like squatting, walking, anything to do with running, anything like that, it actually increases your testosterone. And ladies, even with exercise as well, that could also help in improving that whole feeling. Women's formula is also going to help if you have any structural problems with things like fibroids, polycystic ovaries, ovarian cysts, endometriosis. That's where the uterine plus comes in, which is a liquid product to break up fibers and that kind of thing. So you might be having to use both of them. But again, you could always call the office and inquire, and we will, of course, give you the necessary information.
So could I interject?
Of course, definitely.
Right. As it relates to the issue that the female is having in terms of tying of the tubes, the hormones that is secreted from the pituitary gland, which is FSH and LH, which is the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone,
right,
goes directly into the fallopian tube to give maturity to the egg.
Right.
So when that process takes place in terms of tying of the tube, it will have some some negative effects there.
Okay, well said.
Yes.
Definitely. So again, you see, so we may have to do something now to actually up that from a natural perspective to get, you know, those hormones and them in a particular place. So thank you so very much for that, Mr. Vialva. Keep in mind, again, we are live on our social media platforms. Keep in mind, we have our open clinic day for St. James. Yours truly, Dr. Batson, will be in St. James on Friday and Saturday. So that's tomorrow, please God, and Saturday, please God. So avail yourself of that. Keep in mind, I would reach in that office for 11:30, 12. So be mindful of that. And of course, we would do what we need to do. St. James number, of course, is 220, that's 220-8113, 220-8113. And of course, as I said, that open clinic day is Friday and Saturday. So you can take advantage of that. That number again, 220-8113. That's 220-8113. And of course, you can call, place your appointments. If you need to get any questions on female balance, so ladies who are listening, you may have a problem with things like polycystic ovaries, fibroids, ovarian cysts, painful menstrual cycle. The uterine formula is something you should check out. It actually helps significantly in reducing fibroids. It helps significantly with the hormonal imbalance. Keep in mind your water intake is vitally important.
Yes.
What is your water intake? Your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So please do that for me now or sometime later. Check how much you weigh, divide that by 2, and that is how much ounces you should be drinking. Keep in mind, just now I'm going to have to get Shakil because I've seen this. Yeah, our power is going down a little low here. Right. Yeah. So one of the things where that is concerned, it is very, very imperative that you actually determine what is the root cause, and then of course we follow through on that. Okay, so that's something to take.
Yes, doctor, we have a lady here,
Nice.
and she says, I'm 54. I've never seen a gynecologist. I've never seen a doctor for any test for any cancer or anything. I always believe I'm a vegetarian. But some of her friends are encouraging her at 54 to go and get a check.
Good.
At least a blood analysis, because sickness do have a tendency to come about suddenly.
Suddenly, true.
And she's telling her friends, I am not sick. Some people are really, ignorant of the fact that you're not sick. That's fine. When it comes like an avalanche.
Yeah, boy.
Right? You know when a glacier is coming to fall?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a small piece coming down. It's a huge
Yes.
area. So she might be ended up being a complicated case, even for you to solve. Right? Some people don't believe in going to doctors and getting anything checked.
Yeah.
Prostate, for cervical cancer, all these different things. Because when they hear, boy, my friend, she or he has this cancer, how did they get that? I am eating good. I am working. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I'm a vegetarian. You will
Right.
You see?
Yeah. What?
So, madam,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Madam, yes. Please call Dr. Jason Batson, relay your personal issues to him, and he's going to fix that for you. Thank you for your message. Go ahead, doctor.
Yeah, definitely. What I want to also say, that's like when I was having discussions with persons as regard to cleansing. By the way, we carry an excellent cleanser, Batson and Associates. It's a 7-channel detox. It cleans and detoxifies kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. Now, the thing is, a lot of people do not understand that normal metabolic functions, like breathing, you have things like what is known as glycation. You also have putrefaction. There are a number of things that could take place in the body, and those things in themselves actually produce waste product. So a lot of the time, and byproducts, a lot of people say, well, I don't need to take a cleanse because my body cleans itself. Oh, really? The body does do some aspect of cleansing, but now because of food, because of the different chemicals that we have, because of a number of things in the food, and also inactivity, or one who is lethargic, you're not as active as you should be, those things could encourage build-up of things in the body. If you have visceral fat, for example, Visceral fat is organ fat. Organ fat actually produces inflammatory chemicals, things like cytokines, prostaglandins, to actually poison you while you're sleeping. Keep in mind, we do have our weight loss clinic that we're doing at Batson Associates. A good thing I said that. And that is for heavy weight loss. So people who have to lose like 20 pounds and up, that weight loss clinic is for you. Okay, so you can feel free to give us a call or, well, call, because we have to actually make those appointments. So you can actually call for that specialized weight loss clinic. That number you can call is 222, that's 222-8261. That's 222-8261, and get your necessary information. So, in a case like that, persons can actually be morbidly obese. You know what that means? It means that your obesity could be fatal. So it's very important, as the people say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So again, those telephone numbers again and location. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We're also on the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie. That telephone number for Davie is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. There are persons standing by to take your calls, and we do have consultants in our offices every day, like Mr. Vialva, quite qualified, quite competent, quite knowledgeable, to actually assist you in getting better results. So whether you're dealing with things like arthritis, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, whether you're dealing with diabetes, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5 diabetes, there is help for you. You just have to reach out and again, give us a call. We have a question, DJ Mamu.
Question, this person says here, doctor mentioned about when you spoke, DJ, about the watch, some watch that could help with this balance of sugar. And he said it's going to give subsequent response to, were you able to do research on this watch that is coming up, it's popping up on Facebook and YouTube, where you put on this watch,
right,
and it tells you about your sugar level. It also helps to balance it. And I don't know if it's a miracle watch or what they call it, because I find it kind of strange for a watch to be controlling your sugar level externally, but some sort of magnetic resonance might be responsible for that.
True.
But the nitty-gritty behind it, I'm not aware. So the person is asking if we're able to give us some information.
What I would say is this. I mean, when you look at the that whole aspect is a matter of choosing or making the right choices as regards to what you eat, also making the right choices as regards to even activity that you get involved in, various forms of exercise, hydration. Always important. I'm a huge advocate of hydration because your body is 70% water. I mean, we don't have to be mathematicians to understand that 70% is a lot. If it is somebody was giving you money and they tell you to take 30% or 70%, you ain't going to take 30, right? You're taking 70. So it means the percentage of water in the human body is high. And if you do not continually replenish this, you are going to end up in problems. When you are thirsty, you know what it things your body does? Your body, when you are dehydrated, your body actually pulls water from your stool.
Yeah.
Now, you can imagine that. It actually takes water, not from the intestine alone. No. It means that the intestines can't give it anything. It actually starts to take water from the stool now. And that is what actually constipates you and make your stool very hard and that type of thing.
Causes auto-intoxication as well.
Exactly so. And as Stefan so rightfully said, auto-intoxication. Auto is self, intoxication is poison. So you basically have this taking place in the body. And that is something that you don't want. And all of those things we deal successfully at Batson and Associates. So again, you can check out our Alkagen water, premium alkaline water. The pH of our water is anywhere between 8.5 to 9.5. Guaranteed. And the water also has ORP. What is ORP? ORP stands for oxidative reduction potential, which is just a big term to mean that the water is an antioxidant water. So it means from the water also is microclustered. All water doesn't have the same particle size. There is clusters. So the finer the cluster, so Alkagen water has a size like marble, as opposed to a size of a golf ball or a football. surface area to volume ratio. So the smaller it is, the absorption rate is going to be much higher.
It's like nanotechnology
Correct.
in that case. Yeah.
Correct. So people look at water simply. Water in itself is, I always tell people, water is medicine. There was a doctor who wrote a book, You're Not Sick, You're Just Thirsty. Good book. Very, very good book. So, feel free again to give us a call or visit. We do have Alkagen water at all our locations. You can feel free to call for delivery. That number you can call for delivery. You can call 314 or message to 314-9975. That's 314-9975. And of course, any of the products and services at Batson Associates, you can avail yourself of that. Keep in mind, we do have our pensioners package. So we cannot forget our elderly. It's very important that we take care of them. So you can find out about that pensioners package, which is much cheaper, or it's a discount to get a valuable service as regards to determining what is wrong with you.
Doctor, you mentioned about this water has various, what you said, sizes of
well, the particle size of the water, the bottle sizes. No. Right now, we just have one bottle size, and that is the 5 liters. God's willing, by next year, please God, we will be getting some additional sizes. So
I am asking this question. This is not from nobody.
Yeah.
Are you talking about water itself? There are various types of water. Is it true to say there are various types of waters with respect to the molecular structure of the water, whereby you would have like a pH water level,
correct,
or an acidic water level? Because in the market right now, we have various types and brands of water. And if you were to do tests on these water, you'd find that the acidity range, which is the acidity to alkaline range, varies from water to water. So are we saying here that the molecular structure has a lot to do with the formation of the water itself?
Go ahead, Stefan.
Yes. I think what Dr. Batson was trying to clarify there, as it relates to the molecular structure, it will particularly relate to absorption. All right.
Correct. Yeah.
So the molecule particles, it's like colloidal silver and silver.
Right.
So there is different types of silver. They have the same benefit in terms of boosting the immune system and so forth. Particles is different. So the absorption, it will absorb because it's liquid, but it takes a little more time compared to others. All right. Another thing, as we are on the topic of water, one of the questions that persons always tell me, if I ask if they drink a lot of water, they will say, well, doctor, I would urinate very often. So that prevents them from drinking a lot of water. And what persons need to understand is that even though water is liquid and it has a great absorption rate, if most persons will drink water when they're thirsty.
Exactly, which is bad.
And thirst is an indication of dehydration.
True.
So when you drink water, when you're dehydrated, you drink a large quantity of volume at the same time. And intracellular absorption, which is where the liquid has to go into the blood cells to keep the body hydrated, that process isn't there. So the water passes through the system. You urinate often, but the body is still dehydrated.
Well said.
You see? So persons need to start sipping their water instead, especially because the rainy season is here. It will, affect your homeostasis. So the body doesn't have that ability or that thirst that you're supposed to have to drink the water there. So sip your water throughout the day to get that intracellular absorption, and you will go to the washroom, but not frequently.
Good.
Does the color of the urine determine that the kidneys are functioning well?
In terms of the urine color, yes. With hydration, yes. But sometimes if persons are using vitamins because of riboflavin, it could also affect the color of the urine. So you may get a brighter color of the urine. It doesn't mean that the kidney is bad, but that's just a byproduct of the vitamin. Yeah.
Good point. And in addition to that too, as well, when you look at water intake and even kidney problems, I think as it relates to, as Stefan so rightfully, Mr. Villalvarado so rightfully mentioned just now there, it's all about absorption, because even a lot of persons as well too do not know that one of the key indicators of dehydration too is also frequent urinating, especially at night. Because what the body does is that the body is not getting the opportunity to utilize and break. So it's like if they do a little bit, some come out, a little bit, some come out, and they do it like that, as opposed to you're properly hydrated, where your body could now rest and your body do all what it needs to do, clean, do whatever, and then send you to urinate. That's the problem.
That's right.
So a lot of people think, and I've found that at clients, I remember speaking to someone recently, and he was like, hey, that really makes sense. And when he started drinking the water, he realized he was sleeping. He said, Dr. Batson, I sleep all night. I only urinate before I went to sleep, and he get up about 4 o'clock and urinate. Whereas before, he was getting up like every hour. And nothing was wrong with his prostate, but the problem was he was dehydrated. He was not drinking sufficient water. So again, listeners of DJ Mamu Radio TT, DJMamuRadioTT.com, it's very important that you hydrate. And at Batson Associates, we carry a high quality alkaline water. I'm a huge advocate of Alkagen water, huge, simply because the water is a living water. A lot of people do not understand that water in its natural state is supposed to be living. What does that mean? It's supposed to have minerals in it. Our Alkagen water has minerals because natural water has minerals. If water does not have minerals, it's because they strip the minerals. So if they do things like reverse osmosis and those type of things, you're essentially not drinking water. Which is why Alkagen water, if you take alkaline water, it's really alkaline water, and you put it, apart from testing the pH and looking at the color, whatever the case may be, you put it in the sun and leave the bottle there. And in about 2 days' time, the entire inside of that bottle is going to start to get green. You know what that is? That's algae. Algae that cannot happen in dead water.
That's right.
Cannot happen in dead water. There must be minerals present, magnesium, calcium, those type of things in living water. So Alkagen water is living water. Okay. And of course, as I said, it's available at all of our locations. It's not too on the pricey side. I mean, the thing is that water for the years that we're selling us, the price never changed. That's to tell you. You understand? So check out the Alkagen water. You could also check out Santulan. So do this. The rule for drinking water is your body weight divided by 2 ounces. So start with that and drink that water for like about a month. And then you can actually use the Santulan or the side to cleanse, or you just come in for a consultation, or that entire package, which would include the executive consultation. You get the live blood analysis, dry blood analysis, foot detox, and your magnetic resonance analysis. You cannot go wrong with that. And then, of course, we have the pensioners package where you get some aspect of that at a reduced price. So you can't lose out. So again, those telephone numbers, you can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261. DJ?
Frederick says, from his knowledge, going to college, from his knowledge going to college, he seems to be a comedian. Frederick says, from his knowledge going to college, the stomach is acidic base. Is that true or false?
That's not entirely true. The stomach becomes acidic at a point in time during digestion, which is the...
I want to understand what he's trying to imply here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Let me go further.
Yeah,
the stomach is acidic base as a consequence of being hungry. So is it acidic when it's hungry? And you have these movements of the alveoli that the acid inside the stomach, when food is not placed in time, begins to eat itself or feed on itself. Would putting Alkagen water there neutralize or create an environment where food could be easily assimilated?
Okay. What I would say is this. Let me start. When you're looking at acidity, alkalinity, where the digestion is take place. Like, for example, the pH of your mouth is supposed to be acidic. So the pH of your mouth is supposed to be like about 6.4, somewhere around there. Acidity, alkalinity in the human body. So when people say you're supposed to alkaline your body, technically that statement is incorrect. Because people say you need to alkaline your body, but the entire body is not alkaline. Your mouth, if the pH, if your mouth is alkaline, you're in problems. That's not supposed to happen, right? Your blood is
I believe, doctor.
Uh,
I believe the guy is trying to understand what you're trying to say.
What? Yeah, so that's why I'm explaining it to him.
Good, excellent. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I'm explaining now. So the thing is, because of that, remember digestion begins in the mouth, right?
Correct.
So your digestion begins in your mouth, you chew in, that your tongue, then you have things like salivary amylase. So digestion starts in the mouth. The thing is, during that digestion, then you go down to esophagus. When you reach your stomach, it has stomach acid, but your stomach doesn't store acid. Your stomach produces hydrochloric acid, which has a pH of 2. So if your body used to store acid, you would have dead because you have a hole in your belly. You can't store the acid. So the thing is, the body changes that acidity, alkalinity during digestion. But the point I'm making, when people say you need to alkaline your body, the entire body could never be alkaline. Because the pH of your blood, for example, is slightly alkaline, which is like 7.3, right? pH of, and it differs from oxygenated and blood and deoxygenated blood, which is blood with oxygen and blood without oxygen at about 0.5. So what it is the water does as it relates to the alkalinity is that the water, as Mr. Villalba so rightly mentioned just now, it helps to get inside of the red blood. It has to get in. You have intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid. So extracellular fluid is outside the cell, intracellular fluid is inside the cell.
Okay.
In order for cleansing of your cells to take place, you cannot have acid outside, acid inside. There'll be no exchange. So there has to be alkalinity, acid, whatever the case may be, in place.
For that
balance to take place. And the same applies even with digestion. So the thing is, what the alkaline water really does is facilitate normal metabolic function. So hydrating the body, helping the blood, helping different aspects of hormones, enzymes, that type of thing, to facilitate proper digestion.
Just repeat what you just said. Facilitate. Go ahead.
To facilitate proper or correct digestion. That is what it does.
That is the answer you believe this guy is looking for.
Yeah.
Because what he said is a very good, relevant.
Yeah, he made some valid points there. Yeah.
He seemed to be a chemist because based on what he's saying.
He's saying there, yeah.
Because of the acidity and the alkalinity and the stomach wall, what it secretes, and during digestion from the mouth, as you mentioned, the acid level going down because it cannot function in an alkaline environment. It has to be a little acidic.
With specific aspects. So
for digestion to begin to take place.
Yeah, I think,
and then it goes down.
Correct. One of the things that a lot of people mistake with acid alkalinity is that there's something known as lactic acidosis, which is build up a lactic acid in the body, and then you have gout, which is excess uric acid. So the thing is, you can have acid in parts of the body that is supposed to be alkaline, and that is where you're in problems. Follow? But as it relates to digestion, as you said, that's where it comes in. Yeah, well, listen, that was our exam day, boy. Right?
You did well, 10 points.
Thank you. So, with that being said, keep in mind, Batson and Associates, remember, we have our open clinic days. Head office is Chagonas. That number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. That telephone number is 223. 7515. That's 223-7515. You could go ahead and call St. James and Tobago for me, please.
Yes. So the St. James branch is located in Red Edge Mall in St. James, and that's 220-8113. And Tobago, we are located at the Triangle Building in Scarborough, and the contact number is 226-4553.
Definitely. Keep in mind, again, we are live on our social media platforms, so don't ignore us. Those of you who are accustomed listening to the program, it have someone who have some problem out there. And we did an excellent program on hormonal imbalance with females, and that is on our page, right? So you could always share those. Keep in mind, we are Batson Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT. DJ Mamu, you were saying something?
When you do your rap, I want to play a little piece of a song here. I want to remind you of this song because I remember when you joined the the TBC Radio Network used to always tell me, DJ, I love that song. I love
Okay.
that song.
Okay, good. All right,
You
before
put your wrap up. And,
yes,
go ahead.
and then we'll hear the song. Okay, good, no problem. I appreciate that. Yeah. So again, on social media, we are Batson and Associates Limited. Like us, tag 5 friends, share us. All right. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. And on TikTok, we are Batson and Associates. So again, it's always a pleasure to be in your company. Always a pleasure to be listening to DJ or to be on DJMamuRadioTT.com. Keep in mind we have our program again, and you can get us live on Sunday. Please go to Sunday at 9. And of course, we usually have other programs, but we go live, so you can always avail yourself of that. As we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive,
Try sickness.
if you think education is expensive,
try ignorance.
God bless you guys, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Before we go, let's go over to DJ Mamu. I had to hear this song, boy. I want to know what song is this, boy.
Yeah, I didn't get the opportunity to play it for your birthday because I know you're a true lover. But at the same time, thank you, listeners, for this program today and the sponsor. I want to play a piece of this song for Dr. Jason Batson and see if you can remember this first girlfriend he had. Listen carefully. Are you hearing the radio there?
No, I'm not, you know.
Okay, let me see if I... Right, yeah. Are you hearing me there?
I ain't hearing nothing on my side.
Okay, but are you hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you.
But you're not hearing the sound.
No.
Your technical engineer perhaps might have to put it on.
I wonder, boy, Shaq, is there anything we missing here? Just now, he taking a look at it, you know, but I think we good on our side. Yeah, he said good.
Let him put it on DJ Mamu radio. You needed to put it on the radio to hear it, I guess.
On the radio itself? I wonder if it is able. Let's see something.
Yeah,
Try.
Some phones are these are headphones to connect.
You're not getting it either?
Mm-mm.
It's on the air. Put it on your phone.
I'll check it on the phone here. Yeah. Just press play.
I'm going to reel it again. Rewind. Go to DJMamuRadioTT.com. You getting it there now?
Oh, yeah, that's all.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it here.
Ahmed, let me hear you.
You know, I'm waiting for the chorus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, man, I remember this.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember this. Good song. Yeah, go ahead, ask what it was. Yeah, man. Yeah. I tell people it's one thing could unite people is music, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, enjoy until next week again.
Yes,
Doctor.
sir. Take care.
And all the best to you, to the consultant.
Yes.
What's his name again?
Stefan Villalba.
Stefan Villalba. Thank you, Stefan Villalba. In the not too distant future, I want to refer to you as Dr. Stefan Villalba.
Yes. Man.
Yes. And in God's time. And
Excellent.
In God's name, he will sign, but you have to make sure and design it.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All
much.
the best, guys.
Okay,
Take care, DJ Mamu.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, man. So our social media friends, yeah. As usual, remember Sunday, God's willing, Sunday from 9:30. 9:30. Yeah, around there. You will see us, and we'll be, of course, on Sky 99.5. So take care, guys. God bless. Remember, open clinic day tomorrow in St. James. Yours truly, Dr. Batson, will be there, as well as Saturday. And keep in mind, we have open clinic days at all our offices. It's always good to call, just to make sure, call first, because sometimes we have to move our consultants. Like today, Mr. Villalba is here with me. But generally, we always have open clinic day, and you have competent staff, consultants who will be able to deal with you. Take care, guys. God bless, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Be safe.
God bless.